Welcome, everybody,
Yes.
to What's Your Bacon in 7 questions.
Bing, bing.
We're back. We haven't had a guest in a while, and I'm pretty excited, actually. We've got Nate from Missouri modern metal band Mirrorcell, and I put that directly like that just because Missouri modern metal band Mirrorcell was incredibly hard to say out loud.
Yeah, you did really well.
I think I did all right. What's up, Nate? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I like that alliteration. So
I do too.
cool.
It's like
I'm gonna start using that.
you should use it. It's right from your website. I got it right from there. So I like it.
Yeah.
I think it should be on a shirt. Missouri modern metal band.
Yeah, this sounds cool. Rolls off the tongue nice.
It does, right? I think
like
it's pretty awesome. How you doing today, man? What's going on?
Man, I'm doing great. I just got back from St. Louis not too long ago recording our full-length record, so I'm just trying to
sick.
assimilate again and get back into the groove of things.
Nice.
So yeah, it's been great. Obviously, Thanksgiving was yesterday, so it was nice to see the family and everything.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, thank you for those listening. This is Black Friday we're dealing with right now, so we appreciate you being here instead of
scouring the aisles of Walmart or Target.
It's probably for the best, honestly. I will definitely spend way too much money, and I fear Cyber Monday coming up that it's just gonna be bad,
dude. Yeah,
well, we were just kind of talking about it. It's like you don't spend money on other people. You're not like worried about. You're like, oh, I could get a deal on a TV. Let's go.
right.
Let's go.
It's like, who's got gear on sale?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
By the way, the answer is nobody.
Right, that's true.
The answer is nobody. No more doorbuster deals like at Guitar Center. I used to remember they used to have pretty good ones.
Mm-hmm.
No more.
Yeah, well, it's they gotta bleed you dry these days.
Yeah.
They give you a deal on strings.
Yes,
those damn tariffs, man.
The EP, Reflecting the Inner Self, is out now for everybody to check out. If you haven't checked it out, listen to it. Listen to the whole thing.
It's really
also,
cool.
Go check out the video for Tongues. It's awesome as well. So if you don't know the band, go check out the band. Listen to the band. Become one with the band, and then send the band messages. Yeah, send Nate messages about how much you like the band, and share the band with somebody else too.
And modern metal doesn't really, like, those two words don't really encapsulate what the band is. If you actually listen to the record, the EP, it's so much going on. There's a lot of sounds. There's a lot of cool stuff sonically. There's a lot. I was just saying to him, like, there's a lot of post White Pony, Deftonesy kind of sonic things going on, and
right. And
we were saying like stabbing westward,
like
Nine Inch Nails kind of stuff.
Yeah, those
like
kind of things.
Yes, yeah. So and then also like there's spots where you're like, oh, Lorna Shore, okay, cool,
right.
So it's a little bit of everything, and it's really, really cool, and we're really excited to get to know a little bit more about you. And what we've done is we've lovingly distilled the meaning of life and the inner, like getting to the core of somebody, down to just 7 questions.
That's right.
And what we want to do is mine that core of yours. So are you ready?
Okay. Dude, I'm ready.
Yeah, we're gonna go spelunking into the cockles of your heart piece and find out.
To the confines of my mind.
That's right. We're find out who you are. Question number 1, Nate. How many pillows is too many?
Like just on the bedspread or sleeping with?
Dealer's choice.
Well, I always think of that scene in The Long Came Polly whenever they start stabbing all those pillows.
Right.
Because he has like 40 pillows.
I forgot about that.
I did too. That's great. That's great.
So I think personally, my bed is set up with 2 switchable sleeping pillows for me and my partner each, and then like a big pillow that we can like sit against. So I think if you're going over 6, that's just a little crazy. But as far as sleeping with, I only sleep with 1 pillow. Like I throw all my other pillows on the ground.
Yeah,
I don't want anything else.
They're crash pads.
Right.
right?
Exactly.
Just in
Sleep-
case.
They are.
In
Sit-
case
sit up-
of movement.
Sit up pillows are clutch though. Those are
Very much,
super important. I think it's been lost.
I agree.
I think it's been lost. I think we
100%.
need to
You need that back support.
bring
That's
back your
true.
sit up pillow.
That's true. So singers get reflux, man.
That's right.
Singers get reflux.
Yeah. Especially if you're screaming.
So true. Also true.
All right. Speaking of reflux, question number 2.
Yeah.
Nate, what is the perfect pizza order?
I'm a New York style kind of pizza guy. That's my favorite type of pizza. Unfortunately, being in the Midwest, I'm very limited with options when it comes to that.
Very true.
St. Louis style is also really good. So
Mhm.
as far as styles, that's what I would go with if I'm getting a pizza. But I'm classic, man. Just give me cheese and pepperoni. Maybe maybe a little bit of basil on there for some extra flavor. But I
like
love
that.
whenever they use that hot honey.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, we're very into the hot honey pepperoni pies are so good.
Yeah.
There's I've recently gathered the knowledge that a hot honey pepperoni with vodka sauce exists, and that's incredible.
That sounds
It's-
amazing.
It
pretty
is
dope.
amazing. If you ever see that, just go. Just do not
it.
pass go. Just make it happen.
All right.
Get it done, and you'll be thankful. Send us a message and be like, dude, I found it. It's so good. Oh my god.
If you would have asked me like 2 years ago, I probably would have said like margarita or just like something of that nature. Because I used to do pizza delivery, so I just had every type of pizza
Nice.
imaginable.
Yeah.
But as I've gotten older, man, it's just the classics hold up. That's what I always go back to. Just give me a pepperoni pizza.
If your standard can't hold up, it doesn't matter what you can
put
throw
on
the
it.
kitchen sink at it. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Agreed. Yeah. So for listeners that aren't familiar with what a St. Louis style pizza is, what is because we're in New York. A lot of our listeners are out here, but then we have a lot of Midwest as well. But yeah, St. Louis style. How would you describe it?
So St. Louis style is a thin crust. Basically, it's cut in squares. It's not cut in slices. And they use a different type of cheese. I don't know why I can't think of the cheese. It's like a white cheese.
Is that the one that uses like Munster or something?
I think so. Yeah. And it's just good. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. My dad hates it. My dad thinks it's so lame. He wants like a big, thick, like Chicago style pizza.
Oh, right.
And
Casserole,
always,
if you will.
yeah, exactly. But I love it. I think it's great.
Oh, it's interesting. I've never had
a St. Louis style. I thought it was the same. I honestly thought it was the same as like a bar style from Chicago.
Sure, yeah.
I grew up in Indiana, so I also grew up in the Midwest, and so I would go up to Chicago and I would get both deep dish and the bar style. But then someone had told me once, they were like, "No, the bar style in St. Louis is not the same thing at all." So
No.
yeah. So I haven't had it. I want to.
Very interesting.
We'll have to get there.
I like that. Yeah, well, I think we're going to Kansas City soon with the other job.
Okay.
So pretty close.
Maybe we could find one.
Yeah.
When are you guys gonna be in Kansas City? If you're allowed to disclose that.
I don't know. I just know in Kansas City. I'm sure that's
At some point,
a broad spectrum, but I think it's
when are we going to be there?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
At some point next year.
It's either next year or the year after.
Yeah.
I know
Maybe
definitely
we'll-
Alabama. Definitely Alabama, definitely Charlotte, but
Yeah, we'll hit you up for sure. You know,
I was gonna say we might have a show booked around then, so you guys could come out. It'd be fun.
dude, we would love it.
Dude,
That would
yeah.
be amazing.
we love being able to actually like go and see the people that we've had on the show, or even like bring people we've had on the show here to do shows.
Yeah,
It's-
we've
it's
set up
so
shows
much
for
fun.
people and stuff too. If you guys are touring around here and you want a show in New York, hit us up and we'll try and
Oh yeah.
set something like out on Long Island or Queens or something like that too. We can usually set something up.
Yeah, we make sure that the people from out of state, they get the opening slot. And,
Oh yeah, opening
yeah.
spot.
No worries.
Perfect.
No.
Right,
We
right,
actually no. We are conscious of it, and we make sure that we put you guys in between. Like for a little while, it was just us, like our respective bands, and we put them right between the two of us. But
Yeah, I always try and make sure there's a crowd for people.
but yeah, well, if you're doing it, hit us up.
Definitely. Well,
Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah.
We'll keep that going. Question number 3.
Yeah.
Now we're jumping in. All right.
This is an important one.
Question number 3, Nate. If you could choose any animal as a battle companion, which one would it be?
Battle companion. I don't know, because like I'm trying to think, like it would be cool to have like a cougar or like some type of cat, but
Right.
they might turn on you.
That's true.
That's what I fear.
If we take that out of the equation, whatever animal it is going to be loyal to you.
Oh, dude, I'm going bear.
Ooh, yeah, bear's a good one.
Ooh.
Giant. I want that grizzly bear from The Revenant on my side.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Eviscerate anybody.
that's a good one. Yeah, bears are mighty.
If I don't have to worry about it turning on me, 100%. Or maybe an elephant. That'd be cool too.
Yeah,
Elephants are
elephants
cool too. It always makes me think of Lord of the Rings. Well, you know,
Yeah, you don't want to mess with an elephant. They're mostly impenetrable.
Yeah.
Like for the most part, you can't really mess with them too bad.
they just swing their giant heads around.
Tusks. Yeah, they're good. They're good to go.
2 good choices.
I like that. I like
Nice.
that. I also I worry about cats because they like
Cats are evil.
yeah, like it, but just by and large, like house cats are like go F yourself.
Yeah, they're evil.
Like-
That's what I'm saying.
So I'd just be worried about that.
Cats
myself.
do 2 things. They make you feel good. They make you feel nice. They're super soft. And then immediately when you let your guard down, they stick their butthole in your face.
I have 2 cats. I can test this.
They're like,
All right.
I love you. Check out my butthole.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like, come on.
Why?
Come on, man. Why? Why are we doing this? I know you can
Ruin
put
a
that.
good thing.
I know you can put that tail down. I know you can. This is a choice.
Amazing. All right. Question number 4. This is where the rubber hits the road. True or false question. Cereal is a soup.
It's false. Cereal is its own thing. Soup is usually a broth. Milk is not broth.
Well, we got cream-based soups.
Yeah, but it's
chowder.
still mixed with some type of stock. And I don't. I'm going false, man. Cereal is
All
its
right.
own thing. It's separate. It's more of a dessert.
Okay.
I like it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
We hold no allegiance to either.
Yeah, I can be
either
talked
side.
into either
Yeah.
answer.
Okay, I was scared. I was scared that I was going to have some soup elitists here.
No. We don't judge you till a
No.
little bit later on.
Yeah. We did harsh
Okay, that's
judging.
fair. Yeah.
Harsh judging comes way later.
Exactly.
All right. Question number 5. We're in the season of this.
Mhm.
Gift cards. Lame gift or great gift idea?
I love getting a gift card. I'd rather get cash because then it's universal. I can use it wherever. But I mean, I guess it kind of depends on where the gift card is too. But I'll never turn down a gift card. I think it's sick.
Yeah.
Me too. How do you feel about giving them?
Sometimes that's like all my family asks for. Like my sister is like, just give me a gift card for Sephora, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like,
Nice.
it's
Yeah.
a lot easier than having to go out and get a bunch of stuff. And yeah,
My dad's like that. My dad's the gift card. It's like, all right, cool, man. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, the gift card's good for people too that kind of go where you go, what would you like? Nothing. It's like,
yeah,
shut
that's
up.
me.
Right. Yeah.
Don't no, we'll get you a gift card. Chill.
Right.
Chillax on that.
Right. Well, because nobody wants to say nobody wants to like tell you what they really want.
Yeah.
Because then they feel like they just made you have to get them something that maybe you weren't looking to spend that much.
Right.
You know, either that
Exactly.
or go completely out of, what do you want? 59 gold top.
Right.
That's what I want.
P90s.
Did you find one?
P90s would be great. If not, okay. Like, figure it out.
Yeah, as with a gift card, you can just put that money towards something larger, so you don't.
Right,
have to be like,
exactly.
"Yeah, I need this very expensive thing that I've been wanting for years."
Right. And you're also not like going, well, I want to tell you something, but I want to tell you something expensive. So let me tell you like little things that I probably am not going to use, but would be cool to have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's like, what do you want? I want Sweetwater, Reverb, tattoo money. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it. That's That's the Triforce right
That's
there.
the Triforce. Yes, that's you got all your bases covered.
Yeah.
Maybe like a fun food thing,
Right.
like a restaurant that I wouldn't normally go to because it's too expensive or something. But
Sure.
you know, other than that, just give me some music stuff.
Let's move to question 6. I like this one. I like question 6.
Yes. Okay, Nate, what's something you're a snob about?
Snob. I don't really think I'm a snob.
Or elitist about any, are you like about your coffee or about your, anything, any small thing where you're just like, I like this way, or this is my thing.
I don't think I'm really a snob about anything because like I don't judge people like for getting the types of coffees that they get. I'm not like you can only drink black coffee kind of guy.
Mhm.
And then like when it comes to music, I'm pretty open-minded about everything whenever I listen to it or show my friends certain things. I would say like maybe cinema, like, but that's the thing is like I'm not snobby as in like, oh, I only watch these films from the 60s that are black and white.
Right.
Like, I watch a lot of films and like things that maybe people haven't heard of, but I'm not like snobby about it. I'm like, hey, you should check this out. Like this is a cool movie or something. Yeah.
You find a link, like they're talking about a certain thing. Oh yeah, connection. We're like, okay, you enjoy this. You make connection kind of thing.
Right, yeah. Like I'll like an old French film or something from the 60s, but at the same time I'll also be like Fast and Furious one's amazing. Like
I like how you specified Fast and Furious 1.
Two things can be true at the same time. The people forget this. People forget this.
Yeah, you're right.
Two things can be totally equally true.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. We are here at question number 7.
Yes. Which is where you will be partially judged.
You will have been known at the end of this. Right? We've learned some things. And the last thing we want to learn, and this is where we're going to go into the hard piece, and where we're going to jump into the spelunking in the mind. Nate, how do you feel about garden gnomes?
My mom has a lot of garden gnomes. So I'm at peace with them. I like them. I think they're cool. I think they're decorative. I especially like whenever people have the funny garden gnomes doing funny things.
I enjoy that too. I enjoy the funny gnomes.
I think the way you answered that with the at peace with,
yes,
it was very interesting. Like, were you a little bit like meh?
Was there a point? Was there a point?
Maybe there maybe was a point in my life as a kid where I feared them because I thought they came alive and they're mischievous. But I've learned to make peace with the gnomes.
Now that you know they come alive and are mischievous, it makes it easier.
Exactly.
It's easier to know something,
right,
than to want.
Once you accept it.
Yeah. Once you're like, yeah, they live.
Yeah.
They're walking around. All right. I'll be
like that.
I'll be okay.
I do like that.
How many is a lot?
How many gnomes?
Yeah. Because you said she has a lot. Like how many? Because there is a theory. There's a theory running around this show that might fly in the face of this. This might end our theory.
I mean, it might be a little excessive if you have like more than a dozen. If you have a small garden, but if you have like a Martha Stewart garden where it just stretches out for acres, then get as many gnomes as you want.
That's
true.
A great point.
You know what? If you have a beach bungalow and you've got 27 gnomes in the front yard,
right?
It's a little crazy.
Might be.
Then you become a gnome person.
Right.
And those are they're interesting people.
Yeah, that's becomes your identity.
Yeah, exactly. But
like,
it's no longer fun.
Yeah, you Steve? Oh, the gnome guy? Yeah.
Having that neighborhood lore.
I don't have any gnomes personally, but I have this fake owl that sits in my garden, and it's pretty cool.
Sick. I love.
Is it like the plastic one, or is it like? Okay, yeah. We've got one of those.
I saw one that was made to look like the I can't remember the old movie now. Why can't I think of it? With like the mechanical owl, Clash of the Titans.
Oh, okay.
Right, it had like the gold owl and everything. And I saw somebody had one of those in their yard, and like it took me forever to like recognize, like put together what it was. I was like, why do I know Why do I know this owl? Like, what is happening? And then once I figured out what it was, I was like, oh man, that's awesome. And that's like, oh, that person, I bet you I could have a conversation with that person.
Yes.
Like we could nerd out about something.
Lawn decorations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to look up the name of the owl, but then I'd go over and I'd be like, hey.
Yeah. Well, that's what the phones are for.
I don't remember the name of the owl, but it was Perseus's owl.
I love that. I love that.
What's up, guys? Are you a fan of Bacon Is My Podcast? And you're like, where can I find more stuff?
Well, we got the site for you at baconismypodcast.com. That's where you can find literally everything. It's the portal to his stuff, my stuff, and our stuff, including Bacon's My Fashion.
You can find t-shirts, you can find hats, you can find all kinds of stuff to put on your body parts. You can also check out all of our awesome sponsors, get discounts. We always have the most recent and the best prices for you. And check it out also over at patreon.com/
Bacon is my podcast. Never changing.
Never changing. Find us at baconismypodcast.com. Thanks for checking it out, guys. And remember to ask yourselves,
what's your bacon?
world peace.
Well, what we do want to ask, this is where we get to
So
the reason behind the show.
So we're cool with gnomes. Cereal is its own thing. Gift cards are awesome.
One sleeping pillow.
One sleeping pillow. New York pizza, your basics, hot honey.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have
elephant or a bear.
Yeah, we got an elephant or a bear, and old movies, right?
Yeah.
So we know a bunch of things, right? So here's where we try and like hone in on what's your bacon. Like the idea that we have is that bacon kind of makes everything better, right? Like you put bacon on anything. If you're vegan or vegetarian, the bacon choices that you have aren't always the best, but it still improves things. It still makes things better. It just does.
There's a little zazz.
It's a little zazz, yeah. But in your life, what is that thing for you in your life that makes everything better? What is that topping, side, or main course that the thing that you could give a 40-minute dissertation on with no prep at all because it's just your thing? Nate, what's your bacon?
Oh man. Well, I got some cliche answers, and then I have like one that is probably more relevant right now in my life.
Cool.
The cliche answer would be music or my wife. Those are the things in my life that make everything better. But as far as things I nerd out on, I mean, video games, but obviously, like, because I mentioned before, cinema, movies.
Right.
Specifically, I actually make VHS tapes. Like,
what?
That's like an example of like newer movies or movies that might like not be on VHS.
Shut the front door.
And Itchy the Killer. Itchy the Killer, by the way, which is awesome.
Yeah, man. So yeah, like I got that. I got Tenebrae over here too. Like,
dude, that's awesome. just like as a thing, so that you have a way to display it that's kind of vintagey.
Well, my thing is I started off collecting like DVDs, Blu-rays, Criterions, VHSs, and stuff. So I started collecting, and then I realized that there are a lot of movies out there that are really hard to get, but I have them digitally. And I was like, well, it'd be really cool if these movies were on VHS or something. And so I'll just put them on VHS with my recorder. And then I just like, I guess another thing too is I used to draw and design and stuff like that. So that's where that's kind of come back into play, because I'll design the covers and stuff, and then I'll hand cut them out. And that's like, it's like a weird like therapeutic thing, like making like,
dude, that's awesome.
It's so cool.
Yeah. So you you're hand drawing these things too, some of these? Or you're like, okay, I was gonna say doing them on Photoshop and stuff like that. Awesome, dude, that's so great. Do you have so what's the first one you did? Like what's when you were like, I'm gonna do this?
I think the first one I did was Uncut Gems.
Nice.
Oh wow.
And I realized real quick that the tape I was recording it on was not long enough, so I cut off like 30 minutes before the end.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I think that was the first one I did. There's yeah, I follow a bunch of like VHS like tape enthusiasts and stuff, and
Sure.
they do that for a living. And I was like, I think I could do this, and yeah, so I just do it for fun.
Ah, that's
So,
so
like,
cool, man.
when you print them, do you print it on like a specific VHS like template kind of thing, or because you
Yeah,
said you cut it yourself, but like, is there like a specific template or a pre-fold kind of thing where you print it out and?
yeah, I found a template online that a lot of people use for like whenever you're designing it on Photoshop, and
Mhm.
then I'll just take the PDF and I'll just like take it to Office Depot, get it printed out on like C cardstock, on like a landscape mode, and then I'll just I'll cut it out with like an X-Acto knife and scissors, and then
Oh,
I'll
dude,
glue it and fold it up and everything.
Is
that's
is
that's
this
that's work.
so? You
That's
said
It's a
that
labor
like
of love.
yeah. But you said that so there's like groups. There's other people that like are doing this. Like because I didn't even know. Like even when you said it, I was like, you're the only person I've ever heard that's doing that. That's amazing. How like is it easy to get like something to where you can like you're taking a digital thing and then recording it onto a VHS.
Yeah.
The hardware for that is that like easily like they make easily transferable stuff or
Yeah. I can go through the whole process if you want.
I'm very interested.
Yeah, this is like,
Yeah.
and it's so funny. Like, classically throughout this show, people always go to me like records, and I'm like, it's not the best way to listen to things. I don't care what you say. The reason why digital is like important now is because that's where you hear all the things. But I do understand the nostalgia. I do understand the experience part of it, the tangibility and stuff like
I
that.
still say
So
it's a
when,
hot take from you.
yeah, but like I understand it, and I'm gonna say that I understand it now
Right.
because the second he's like VHS tapes and he brought out like a horror movie, I'm like, horror movies just don't hit when you're just streaming it on
Yeah.
Netflix. They just don't hit the same as like
That's true.
pulling it out of a carton or whatever, and you're like, yes, I'm gonna put this in and I'm gonna not sleep for 3 nights, and
Right.
this is great.
I used to
Yeah.
love renting them and knowing that I'm renting it based on the font chosen and the graphic on top on the cover,
Mhm.
and neither of those things are going to show up in the movie at all.
Yeah.
I was very excited about that.
Yeah, I mean I'm big on like art preservation and stuff, and that was a thing for me in like my childhood was just like staring at the covers and all the art and everything that goes into it, and it's just such a cool like thing to like observe, and it makes like watching the movie, at least for me, feel like more more exciting as opposed to just putting it on streaming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that's the thing. I've watched a lot of stuff on streaming,
of
and
course. Yeah.
It's
um,
easy. It's
but
easy to do.
That helps you
but
choose the
yeah,
ones you want to put on VHS.
exactly. But yes, something about pulling out like the disc if you have DVD or owning like a VHS and stuff. Because like I said, I started off collecting,
Mhm.
um, and then it just got to a point where I was like, oh, I'm just gonna make some movies that I like too. And then it's just fun to like pop in the old TV VCR combo and watch occasionally.
So what's the process though? Like we were just getting into that. Like like walk me through it if you're cool with that.
Yeah.
I'd love to understand.
Yeah, man, it was a process learning how to do it. There's two different ways that I record it. The easy way is just get a blank tape, um, and what you do is you put it in either your VCR, which usually has a recording function, um, or if you like, what I use is my VCR combo. So it has AV hookups on it, but it also can have a tape in it that can be recording at the same time. So
Okay.
I'll put the tape in. I'll have the AV hooked up to an HDMI converter, which typically goes to my laptop or maybe like my DVD player if I actually own the movie.
Hmm.
And then I'll play the movie. That movie will play on the TV, on the CRTV, and then I'll record. So it's recording what's playing on the TV, so whatever movie it is, to the tape, and then that is now on the tape.
Nice.
Now, when you're rewatching this stuff, do you have a tube TV to watch it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
I have like 10 CRTVs. It's bad.
That's
Wow.
incredible. That's awesome.
We just I say just, but like it might have been like 5 years ago. We got rid of like one of the last like higher end tube TVs that they made.
Mhm.
It was at my wife's parents' house. It used to be hers, dude. That thing, it was like I think it was a 30-inch or 32-inch, which tube TVs is like freaking big.
That's giant. Yeah,
It was
That's heavy.
so heavy. It was incredibly heavy.
yeah.
It was like two of us going like struggling and stuff. It was crazy. But I miss the tube TV too. So yeah.
Dude, at at the studio where I record my music, we have like, I'm not even kidding, like 5 TVs up, like, and each TV, and they're all like old tube TVs, CRTVs. Like, there's a couple like monitor TVs,
Mhm.
and each one is just playing a different movie or like a different show. So usually have like Family Guy, some movie, and then like some show or some other movie or whatever. And so it's like any direction you look, you can be watching a different movie. It's
Nice.
amazing.
That's awesome. Now, which ones are there any hooked up with Nintendo or SNES? What's up with that?
Yeah, and then there's also TV there with all the old Xbox games and stuff like that. So
Yeah, what's your?
nice.
You said you game a bit too. What's your genre? What's your style that you like to get into?
I like really anything from RPGs to horror games. I have been playing Space Marine.
Oh, nice.
It's been so cool. That and Stellar Blade. I like
haven't
Souls-like
played that.
games as well. I
Yeah,
like to be challenged. Um, but I'm also like big into Destiny and first-person shooters and stuff like that. So
nice, awesome,
It's so sick.
awesome, dude.
I've listened to a couple of your interviews in the past, and obviously, I mentioned how eclectic the sound that you have is with your band, and how you draw from a lot of different things. But you mentioned how you don't just get inspiration and influence from other bands, right? Like everybody goes, oh, well, who's your influences? This is the only time I'll ever ask this in an interview.
Okay.
So, but like everybody goes, oh, who's your influences? And people go, oh, well, it's Metallica or this one or that one,
Right.
and you just name off a bunch of bands. But you have mentioned that you pull from other media and different forms of art and stuff like that. So that being said, like aside from the music stuff, what other forms of media have influenced the sound for this band and your music and all that kind of stuff, and in what ways? Like how does that transcribe to music?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, like I mentioned before in past interviews, cinema is huge for me when it comes to influencing like aesthetic choices and like the feel overall, like for certain songs. Um, Video games as well, like it's Silent Hill and any other game like that. Kind of got some eeriness or spookiness to it. It's definitely played its influence on Mirrorcell and what we do. Um, so I mean, yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, we on our EP we did a song called Dissolve, and that was loosely based off of a 2018 sci-fi horror film called Annihilation.
Oh, nice.
So sometimes we're a little bit like on the nose when it comes to like referencing like our love for cinema and like and how that kind of mixes in with our music. And sometimes it's just like the things that I like from movies, specifically that like play a big part into like aesthetically, like how we present ourselves and how we go about displaying like who we are and what this band is.
I know the video for Tongues definitely creates a vibe,
Oh yeah,
right? And it's definitely got like it's got like those dark vibes, those industrial vibes, and it is cinematic in that way also, where it was making me kind of like think of older, maybe not old, but like uh, those movies that kind of got big in like the 90s where it was like Seven, and like,
Yeah.
like there was a certain aesthetic that kind of was there. It was rough and it was like very like in your face, but then there was always something kind of like that you're paying attention to that's a little bit deeper behind it.
Yeah.
Right. Visually, those aspects. And that video gave me some of those vibes. So that makes a lot of sense actually to me, where I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, Fincher for sure is like a
Mhm.
huge influence when it comes to the style and the color choice of his films with the
Right.
H bypass and everything. And yeah, for Tongues, that was that video originally looked a lot cleaner, and we took it and we ran it through a CRTV and reshot the entire thing through that TV. So that's why it looks all
Oh,
messed up,
sick.
and that's why the aspect ratio is cut a certain way.
I didn't even think about that, but that also kind of does
it's
that.
letterboxed.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that, but that makes a lot of sense.
The idea, at least launching the EP and having it end with Tongues, was like almost like a found footage type of situation where like you're discovering like what this band is, and this is like basically just the start. So it's like you pop in the VHS or whatever,
Right.
or you uncover whatever footage this is, and then that's why it looks all grainy and messed up. And over time, it will, might change.
Nice.
I like that.
Awesome.
I like that. I really enjoy the fact that you're putting so much into the launch of this band and like the personality of this band and how like we're kind of going through the same thing, launching something, and like that fine line of, okay, like, do we create lore? Do we put ourselves out there? How do we put ourselves out there without showing too much but still being authentic and stuff like that? Do you find it hard to find that line?
Yeah, yeah, sometimes because we're such like down to earth people that like it makes it kind of hard to be like play the whole vague mystique kind of
Right.
role.
Yeah.
But my favorite bands and my favorite influences, at least of artists and musicians, were usually the more mysterious type where you kind of have to dig in a little bit more. And so that is definitely something that I carry on into this project. And like you said with lore, like I really want to try to build some type of lore with this band and give the listener kind of more of like a code that they need to break as opposed to just being like, yep, this is just the band.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. We've just been talking about stuff like that, how it's almost becoming a lost art. And I think we're nearing a point where it has to go the other way again, because
Yes.
like
Everything's
everything's in a circle,
accessible.
you know what I mean? And I think people are tired of being so accessible. And I also think people are less interested in everything that's so accessible as well. So people like chasing down clues, and people like following breadcrumbs, and people like figuring things out. Like those things are fun. Those things make the process of digging into an artist or a band or something fun. It gives them something to talk about. It gives them a reason to talk about you other than when they're listening to you, and
Yes.
I think that's super important and very cool.
Yeah, I mean, like look at Sleep Token.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what they do. It's they're shrouded in mystery,
right?
But like it's very interesting. But then at the same time, like I don't know if I could do like a mask. I'm not going to go behind a mask and like not do interviews at all. And
right,
it's like a weird balance.
Yeah, my thing for me is like I like being vague, and I like giving more of like it's the listener's job to kind of determine what our band and what our project stands for and who we are. But at the same time, I think what it really is just you just need to be authentic, and you just need to be raw and be yourself, and that needs to show through your music. And I think that's what happens with bands like Sleep Token, is they're just being authentically themselves. They're not trying. I mean, obviously, they're doing the whole like anonymous persona and everything.
sure.
But I think that adds so much more to their artistic integrity with their project, and that's kind of what I want to do as well. Obviously, I'm not wearing a mask right now or anything, or I'm on this interview, but I just want our music to be very raw and very kind of counter against what everyone else is doing, because that's
Yeah.
honestly more than anything, more than aesthetics and visuals and movies and music, my biggest inspiration when it comes to making music in general, when it comes to how we present ourselves as a band, is like, okay, what are all these other 50 bands in my scene and in my space doing? Cool. I'm not going to do that. Like, I
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
do the opposite of that.
I love that.
And yeah, that's
I,
something that
yeah,
I always try to maintain.
I love that. And you can be incredibly genuine while also not giving everything away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like and that's actually not a hard balance.
Yeah.
You know, because if you're just being genuine and being yourself and doing what you like and being true to what you want, that's not hard to do.
Sure.
You know, it's just when you decide that's where it gets tricky, where it's like, how do I present? You
Yeah.
know, and then it becomes art, and it becomes cool, and it becomes like, oh well, okay, so let's figure out an interesting way to do this, or just a quirky way to do this, or what who are we casting this net to catch? You know what I mean? Like, who do we want to listen to this? Who's the target? You know, or even just like, how do I not want to be seen? What parts do I want to hide? Let's make the other parts even louder. Let's make the other parts even more in your face. You know, there's so much you can do.
Yeah, I wish people would just make music that they want to make and not what they
Mm-hmm.
think will do well.
Yeah.
Because I like all the bands that are popular now and that are doing really well now, they don't need to be replicated. What needs to be done is you need to take a risk, because 9 times out of 10, that risk will most likely pay off for you and define you as your band and separate you from being everyone else. No one
Yep.
else wants another Bad Omens. No one else wants another Sleep Token. Like, just stop. Just make something
Yeah.
that is authentically you and is different and innovative. And that's, I mean, I know that some of our songs aren't the most innovative thing ever, so I'm not trying to be high and mighty about it. But I definitely, I can at least speak for myself when it comes to some of the song and idea choices that we have had with our current catalog of music has definitely been more of a risk than some other bands I can name that might just do the most basic thing.
Right. Well, and I can tell people when people go and listen, you're gonna hear very cool things. You're gonna hear innovative things. You're gonna hear things that don't sound like everything else that's out. You're gonna hear things that make you feel a certain way, that maybe reminds you of things that you liked that were in a genre or in a vibe or in a something like that. But it's not redoing those things, and it's also not
Yeah.
being all I'm reinventing the wheel. It's not doing that either. You know,
Yeah.
it comes across very genuine. That's one of the things I like about it. You know, so you're doing the job. It's
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's really awesome. The EP is really great. So
Mhm.
everybody go check it out, because yeah, I mean, if you're into heavy music, you're gonna love it.
Yep.
If you're not into heavy music, you're gonna find things that you love still, because Nate does a lot of cool stuff. Like I said, there's some like post White Pony Deftones in there. There's some industrial stuff. There's it's a lot. It's a lot of different things, and that's what I love. That's what I love about it, is that you could take that that dark music route where you just go that one way, but you're adding those other elements to it to make it authentic, to make it that unique experience, and the presentation too, like that for me is super cool.
I like the meaning and everything behind it too. Another thing I've seen in different interviews or descriptions of stuff, and something I pulled from the site, a mirror cell is more than just a physical reflection. It symbolizes introspection, self-awareness, and personal development. And I love when you can take something as big as that, as a phrase, and say, listen to the music and you will get it, and you will understand it, and it will make sense. And I think that's cool. I think that balance is cool. And I like when anything means something, man. You know what I mean? Like, and I especially like when it makes you wonder what it means, and you have to look at yourself and go, huh.
Yeah.
Why am I getting this from it? And what am I getting from it? And I think that's really cool too.
Yeah, those three phrases are definitely something that it's missing from the world lately. People being introspective, being self-aware,
also
working on developing themselves personally. Yeah, that's missing in the world today. So I love that, man.
Yeah, people need to look.
That's why I chose that band name, because they're two words, and whenever you put them together, it can mean anything really. You know, it's not so cut and dry. It's not just one word, one explanation thing. It's a combination of words that really leads you to define what it is. It makes you think what it could be.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
very cool.
Super awesome. Well, dude, thank you for joining us. Thanks for hanging with us. Thank you for talking a little bit about yourself. We'd love to have you do it again. We have a discussion and drinks episode where we just kind of pick a topic and just go on it. So
just talk for a while. So
let's pick some movies sometime.
Oh man, I don't know if you want that. I could yap forever.
Content is content, man.
We're yappers, man. we're into it.
Yeah. But before we head out, let everybody know where they can find everything Mirrorcell, everything that you're doing.
Yeah, we're on all streaming platforms. We're on all media platforms. So you know the classics: Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, YouTube. You just type in Mirrorcell and we'll pop up. And if you want to follow us, our Instagram is mirrorcell.tv. And yeah, come say hi, come say what's up. We got some shows coming up as well that I'll plug. One's in St. Louis on the 14th, and the other one is in Lawrence, Kansas on the 17th, and we're going to be playing with Crown Magnetar and Extortionist. So it's going to be a pretty heavy one.
Nice. If you're there, go up and say hi. Ask him what his bacon is, and tell him you saw him on the show. And buy a T-shirt. Buy a couple T-shirts. Buy a T-shirt for a friend.
Yeah,
they got cool merch. So
yeah.
Oh, and yeah, we'll be announcing some merch here soon. So
sick,
awesome,
excellent.
You got to follow the page.
Nice. Go follow the page. Go listen to Reflecting the Inner Self. It's out now. Check it out. Check out the video once again for Tongues. Buy some merch. Let them know what's up. There's a full length coming out that he sneakily said something about before.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I made that up.
Possibly.
Yeah. I'm senile, so.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. We really appreciate it. And for everybody listening, remember to ask yourself one important question every single day. What is that thing for you that can be your VHS movies or music or anything else that makes your day better, that makes your life better? What is that thing? Every day, just focus on it just for a little bit. Yeah. What's the question?
Nate, you remember what that question is?
I think it's, what is your bacon?
Yes!
What's your bacon? That's the show, dude.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. Thank you so much for having me, man.
Thank you for being on.
Thank
man. We appreciate it. Open door policy. If you ever have anything that you want to promote, anything new comes out and you can't come on, shoot a little cell phone video. We'll pop it up as an ad on the show.
Okay, cool.
If you're on and we have a good time, then you're forever family on here. So so anything you need, you always hit us up.
Yeah, shout out Megan for putting this all together too. So I'm sure she'll want to set up some other stuff for the future.
Nice.
Yeah.
Announcements and stuff that we have coming up.
Heck
awesome, dude. Killer.
Thumbnails.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna do 3. So I'll do it 3, 2, 1, and you make whatever face you want to make, and now you have a choice in your thumbnail.
Oh, I gotta do the blue steel.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3,
Oh
2,
no.
3, 2, 1.
Those are all your choices.
Yep, perfect.
I trust that you'll pick